2 days away from broadcasting live in Vegas.
Yeah.
Poolside at the Circa.
Yes.
Just celebrating, bringing the fun from here in L.A., the mean streets of L.A. to Vegas. And if you can't make it, you're still part of it. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for supporting.
Can't wait.
Right now, broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, the mean streets of L.A. And after the show, the podcast goes up. Every day the podcast goes up. If you missed any of today's show, be sure to listen to the podcast. Search Covino and Rich wherever you get your podcast. Be sure to follow, rate, and review. Give it 5 stars and our best of the week every Saturday. But, hey, we're halfway there. We're living on a prayer.
Let's go.
We be rocking out. Let's go.
Wednesday with CNR.
By the way, Bon Jovi has to at least be, what, 3/4 of the way there now?
I mean, I would imagine he's there already, right?
So we're halfway there, which means midweek major, the biggest stories in the world of sports and pop culture. We do it every Wednesday, halfway through the week. Midweek major. And Mike's Wednesday Words of Wisdom is Vegas related, I heard. I got the scoop. It's Vegas related. So really excited to get out there and party with you guys. Excited to be here today.
In fact, right now, if you are going to join us in Vegas, all the events are up. Just search Covino and Rich, CovinoRich.com, anywhere on social media. You could RSVP to all the events, everything from the pool party. You could RSVP and get your bag of Covino and Rich merch. You could go to Atomic Golf. All the events, again, at Covino and Rich. That all goes down Friday and Saturday.
Now, first and first, mostly, before we dive into all the fun, we have to congratulate the Florida Panthers. Yeah. Repeat.
Hard to do.
They win the series, the Stanley Cup Final, 4-2.
Back
5-1
to back.
game. Yep, back to back and belly to belly. Congratulations to the Panthers. And now, Game 6 NBA Finals tomorrow. So, still more to look forward to.
I thought you were going to say congratulations to Mark Walter. I was excited that I bought this new can of coffee at the deli. He bought the Lakers.
And
Come
the
on.
other big news that
What?
people were cheering about here in the studio, Bo was super pumped about it. The Guggenheim Group, gets ownership of the Lakers. But word is, again, this just happened. Jeannie Buss keeps her role, so she's still involved. That's the word we got. We'll hear more from Dan Byer with the updates. Danny G, the Lakers fan, our resident fan. He's super producing at 877-99 on Fox. Iowa Sam, spots on the videos. We're streaming live on Fox Sports Radio's YouTube page. Let's go.
Any instinct, Danny G? I mean, I feel like sometimes when people don't really know much, they still have an instinct. You're like, yeah, or you don't care, you don't know.
No, you should care because you've seen what they've done with the Dodgers. Obviously, they have deep, deep pockets. And so look for the Lakers to go on a little bit of a spending spree down the road.
Don't worry
here
about it. It's not about the rings anyway, dude. Who cares about ring culture?
Yeah, ring
right.
culture.
Don't worry about
We're
it.
going to talk about LeBron and ring culture.
I have a feeling they'll be spending money after LeBron is retired.
Fair enough. I imagine that is true. And by the way, ownership changes. Sometimes it doesn't make a big difference. Other times it is of the utmost ridiculous changes. Like for the Mets, the Wilpons were cheap. Fans hated them. It was almost embarrassing. Steve Cohen, deep pockets, gets Soto. He's a Mets fan. Sometimes the change of ownership is a big deal. Think about when Dallas got Mark Cuban back in the day and how he sort of changed what an owner looked like in the NBA.
Yeah, for sure. And it's the difference between a wealthy group who makes their money in a lot of different areas versus a family that's made their money off of that sport.
Yeah, so big changes soon. We'll keep you posted on that. And Rich is right. We will talk ring culture. LeBron was talking about that, so we're going to talk about that. And before we get into Caitlin Clark and other stuff we plan to fit in today's show, I'm the resident Yankees fan, right?
Yeah.
And I know you don't care about the Yankees, and that's fine, and that's okay. But what I do think people like is rooting for failure, and the Yankees haven't scored. Now, amongst my circle of Yankee friends and videos in social media, I thought it was 28 straight innings. Mike, who runs this place, is telling me it's 29.
Who?
So in 29 innings, the Yankees haven't scored a run. Now think about their stacked lineup.
29
okay?
innings, Covino.
29, because I've been running around the hallway too saying 28 innings. 29 innings. You got Aaron Judge. You have Stanton back, Giancarlo Stanton. You got Ben Rice. You got all these guys hitting bombs. You got Cody Bellinger. All these dudes capable of hitting home runs. Or how about this? Not even hitting home runs. scoring runs.
Even manufacturing one damn run.
Small ball, just anything. For 29 straight innings, 3 straight shutouts, they haven't scored a run. It's almost like, yo, what happened? Where's that chemistry? Are they gripping the bat too tight? I know that Aaron Judge called a player meeting today to be like, yo, guys, seriously, we need to do something. But he's also part of the problem. He's been whiffing. So based on that, and based on, again, it's just wild to see chemistry fizzle like that overnight. What happens to players and teams? It's so weird.
I always love these player-called meetings. Like, what is Aaron Judge going to be like? All right, we've been sucking. Let's not suck. And go.
I think he has to say, look, as captain, it all starts with me. And I haven't been bringing it. You have to take accountability first. He's been striking out. He's not been playing well either. But it also goes to show you that when he's doing crappy and he's not hitting bombs, we're not scoring runs at all. And none of these dudes are scoring. There's no small ball at all. They're swinging for the fences. They're swinging and missing. They're not getting killed, but they're not scoring runs. It's pathetic.
It's been a minute since we've all had to rise. All rise.
No, rise.
You know,
All rise.
it does get you thinking, though. Is it more fun to root for failure than success?
Well, that was my point. I'm the Yankee fan. We're from the East Coast. The rest of the world loves to hate on the Yankees. So if you don't care at all or you hate the Yankees, you might be intrigued to see how long this streak goes. They play the Angels again tonight. They're not playing great teams. In the next 2 weeks, they should be annihilating the competition. So we'll see if they're able to turn it around. But if you are, I don't know, just the hating type, this is the time to tune in.
Dan Byer?
What a contrast in styles considering how well the Rays have played. And right now they're at the Yankees spring training home. And not like when you like, I mean, and there's news today, like aside from the Lakers deal, which by the way, they're saying they're valuing the Lakers at $10 billion to make this sale. That's what the valuation is. He's not going to have 100% of it, but that's what the number is off of. But the Rays are being sold for $1.7 billion today. But to your point, nobody's played better baseball than the Rays have over the last month or so. They're, just a couple of games back? And they're playing in the spring training home of the Yankees now.
I mean, the Rays just swept my Mets over the weekend. The Rays are looking good right now.
Like it's really crazy to just look at that in the AL East. I mean, it's one thing to play in Sacramento like the A's were, the game that you guys went up to, but there's also an added layer that you're playing in the spring training home of the Yankees right now.
Lighting it up.
Yeah, and absolutely lightening it up while the Yankees can't do anything.
That is a great contrast, Dan Byer. And also a reminder that it's a long season and there are ups and downs and there's no need to panic. I don't think there's any panic here, but it's so wild to see how a team could catch the yippies. It's the New York yippies.
Yippies!
To catch the yips or catch the sickness and to see how chemistry could go on and off like a light switch. It's like, what happens? No one could really ever put their finger on that, and it's so crazy to see how it just all disappears and then all of a sudden comes back.
I mean, it's life, right? I mean, you could say the same about.
We've all gone through slumps. Yes.
You could say the same about everyone's performance at their job, in a relationship.
Sometimes
everything.
you're on fire, and then
something as simple as golf. Dan Byer's a golfer. Dan, how many times have you or one of your golfing buddies felt like you were in the zone, then all of a sudden you couple rounds in a row, you stink?
Absolutely. In the same round, like you're feeling it, and then all of a sudden, hole 7 and 8, you're like, where did it go? And then hole 11, you're back on track. Yes.
Here's the only difference,
the nature
though,
of sports and life, man.
There's self-accountability there, right? It's just you. In team sports, it's like everybody just forgot how to play. Everybody forgot how to score. Everything's going wrong at the same time.
And no one's trying to suck. That's the funny part, too. Like, I always find it funny when you're golfing or playing rec sports and someone's like, come on, man. Like, do you think I wanted to pop up to the shortstop? Do you think I wanted to whiff? Do you think that Bellinger wanted to swing through
then
another
you know
one?
What happens? You start gripping the bat too tight, as I referenced before, and you start trying too hard, and then you're more prone to more injury, more errors.
Didn't that happen
a
to you?
Non-winning attitude.
Didn't that happen to you in the bedroom?
Yeah, it gets in your head, so you're trying too hard. You're too conscious of it, right? And then you have a failure performance as a result. It goes back to what Jazz Chisholm said a few weeks back when I pointed it out.
Yeah.
He said the secret to his recent success prior to these losses was playing at 70%. Because when you're trying to play at 100%, you're trying too hard. You're not playing naturally. And just sort of getting out there, having fun, and doing what you do naturally at 70% is the key to success. You get to a point now where you start to panic and you start to overcorrect, and now you start playing bad. So that's where the Yankees are. So if you're one of those people that want to see them fail, tune in tonight to see, can they surpass 30 innings without scoring a run?
I want them to make 50 innings.
35, 40?
And you're lucky
Let's
that
hope not.
you're lucky that my Mets are slumping, or I'd be having a big edge on you in this bet we made.
Exactly.
And the Phillies, you could say the same for all our friends in Philadelphia. The Phillies were as hot as you could possibly be in baseball. Then they go drop like 8 out of 10, and now they're getting back on track. But
dude, they're the Bronx Bombers. They can't score one run. And I have friends that have gone to these games. It's like, what a nightmare. You go there and they can't even score. So based on that, because it is kind of fun to root for failure. Not for me in this particular case, but I could see how anyone else would be intrigued, or at least to find some fun in that with that stacked lineup. Do you find it fun to root for failure? Is that why you tune in sometimes? And what were those moments for you? Because I can give you an example. As a fight fan, I can't tell you how many times I watched Floyd Mayweather just to see him fail. And guess what? He proved me wrong 50 times. And he was dominating the sport for all those years. So he gets the last laugh and he wins. But that's really why I was tuning in half the time.
millions and millions of people watched solely for the reason of wanting to see Mike Tyson knock Jake Paul on his ass. No one was like rooting for Mike as much as they think they were rooting to see Jake Paul get caught.
To see him fail. Right, exactly. So
that's the lore of the Paul brothers,
and
really.
there's value
Right?
in that. Yeah, you love to hate that guy, so he brings a lot of value to these spectacles. He's definitely one of those guys that you're watching just to see him fail.
I know he's a newly acquired San Francisco Giant and all is well now, but at the beginning of the season, wasn't there something almost comically fun about Rafael Devers?
Yeah, let's see how far this could go.
Remember he started 0 for 18 and he was at 15 strikeouts and you're like, what is going on?
I also think about the NFL when a team has been to the promised land too often and there's like a little bit of overkill, suddenly everybody's anti-Patriots, now anti-Chiefs.
It's you want to root against. Like the Golden State Warriors were the quintessential like underdog, like, wow, the Warriors haven't been in the mix in forever. And then Steph Curry was all new and exciting. And then you win a few championships. You stick around long enough as the Batman quote, right? That
yeah,
you become
have
the villain.
to be, or somewhere along the line of greatness to get to the level of people wanting to see you fail.
Yeah, not always. I'll give you a great example,
Give me an example.
of someone that you had to feel bad for, but it was fun to watch. Do you remember when we were just little boys? We were just little kids. And I know the story because I'm a Mets fan, but I think everyone remembers the pitcher Anthony Young. Anthony Young holds the Major League Baseball record. He lost 27 straight decisions.
Oh, yeah.
And it got to a point where people were like, all right, today's the day. And then it got to a point where it's like, yo, is he going to lose again? And the crazy part is this guy holds the record, 27 straight decisions he lost. But his career ERA is 3.89.
Wow, not
So
bad at all.
he really wasn't that bad.
Right.
He just got the bad decision over and over and over.
So then you start tuning in just to see, well, how long could this last? This
So,
is terrible.
Back in 2008 when the Lions were 0-15, were you tuning in to see if they would go 0-16, which they did, obviously?
Sometimes, yeah, in that case, failure is fun to root for. And I think for most of the country, people are enjoying, what the Yankees are going through right now at this moment. How long is it going to last? Another game, 4 in a row?
Is there a sad part of you, or is it too sad to root for the Rockies to win like 30 games this year?
It's like watching a train wreck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They're in my favorite team's division, and I would think it was cool if they ripped off a whole bunch of wins in a row.
to me,
I mean, we still know they're not going to get to the playoffs, but it would be nice to see them go on a long win streak.
if you were to tell me right now the Rockies go 25 and like 137, would that upset you? Or you'd be like, yo, that's so crazy. We got to witness the suckiest of suck.
I've enjoyed the first few months of the baseball season just watching Juan Soto struggle a little bit. I'm not going to lie. That was the fun for me, watching him fail, because I know how great he is and what he could bring, but also very salty as a Yankees fan. Of course, he's turned it around with his new sassy stance I saw.
Ooh.
He's got a new batting stance. I don't know if you've seen that. But believe me, a lot of the fun was watching this guy struggle, watching him fail. So I have a personal question based on that. And again, examples, 877-99 on Fox.
Hold on.
Danny G's on standby.
Danny's a Raiders fan. Danny, there's got to be a little tingle in your dingle when you see Mahomes throw like 3 picks in a game uncharacteristically.
Oh, yeah. A couple Christmases ago, that was the Christmas of all Christmases for me.
That was your present.
Yeah. Like, I'm still living off that Christmas gift.
That's what Christmas Story 3 is going to be about. That
Yeah,
Raiders
yes.
fan. Yes.
Now, if they could have a few more games in their history, in their recent history like that would be great.
So you take great joy in watching blank or watching who fail. Let me know. Let us know. 877-99 on Fox at Covino and Rich. On a personal note, like I said,
Yeah.
does it matter how it ended? But when you see exes or people that did you dirty, or maybe a colleague, when you see them struggling a little bit or not exactly slaying it, is it wrong to sort of relish in that a little bit? Is that too devious, or is that understandable?
It's understandable.
I think it's 100% understandable. And I will also tell you something. You recognize growth in yourself if someone that you had those feelings, like that angst towards, succeeds, and you don't have that bitterness towards it.
Yeah.
I realized that there was someone in my life that I was just for years and years just, they just move, whatever. Then you find out, and I didn't have that anymore. I felt it was a little bit of growth. That look at myself, I'm not holding this grudge, that I'm happy for this person for the success in their life.
It's case by
That's
case. It's growth. It's all those things. I had that feeling recently, Dan. It wasn't about an ex. It was about an ex-colleague. And Rich came to me and said, don't you feel bad for him? I'm like, why? He was always a jerk. He's like, yeah, he posted a video how he's struggling a little bit and everything. Like, the guy was always a jerk. And you got to believe karma gets you every once in a while. That dude was always a jerk to me, a jerk to everybody I knew. I'm supposed to feel bad for him. So I think it's case by case. But in relationships, if you guys shared good times together, yeah, I would say that's definite growth if you could look at it like, yeah, well, I'm glad they're doing good now.
I like what DB said, because I get joy out of the Clippers losing. I think about Ben Maller crying in his house. And DB made me feel right now like I've had no growth in my adult life.
Yeah, if someone really annoys you, I think that's a
But
harmless
it's because
one, Danny.
he's so anti-Lakers, and he gets on the air. What he calls it, what is it, Schadenfreude, where he gets on the air and he takes joy in other fans' pain.
I think that's a harmless one that you could keep, because some people are so annoying that you kind of want their team to lose.
Yeah, me and him have been jousting on the air about Lakers Clippers for 10 years now.
I think that's great, but I don't think you rub it in his face. You just secretly.
No, I don't. I don't say anything
you just
to him.
love it. Like, yes.
There's been a couple of times where I sent him this picture of Clippers being held over a toilet, like after they get ousted out of the playoffs or something like that. But no words, no contact, no text, nothing, just the picture. And he sends back a middle finger.
So rooting for failure, does it make you a bad person? Well, if you're rooting for the Yankees to continue not scoring, yes. But we'll go to your feedback now.
Our buddy Michael Yo, who's listening in Vegas. What's up, Yo?
Yo.
What up, Michael Yo?
Hopefully we see Michael Yo this weekend. I know he does shows and stuff in Vegas.
He's my favorite Blasian, bro.
Half-black brother with a Korean mother.
I know.
Michael Yo.
I watch all his clips. He's the best.
He said, I hate watch Conor McGregor.
Oh, that's a good one.
He goes, I would watch.
You want to see him get.
Yeah.
Oh, you want it. And the way he would walk out there.
Like
of course.
him or Vince McMahon, who has the more cocky walk?
He was definitely one of those guys that you wanted to see fail. And when they did, you're like, good, I hate him. I hate his face. But I personally see both sides. There have been times I rooted for him, but I could totally see he's one of those polarizing guys.
What about when you turn the tides on your own team? Our buddy Greg hit us up in Pittsburgh. He said, guys, the Pirates are so bad over the last decade or so that I root for failure in hopes that the owner will be pressured to sell, to then hope someone new puts the team in the right path. So, like, rooting against your team, rooting for failure.
Just for that, yeah. That makes sense.
Hoping things turn around.
Yeah, if anyone needs to be bought out, it's teams like the Pirates.
Yeah, guys, such a great history,
Right?
And baseball would be better if the Pirates were good.
So
right?
again, think of the Yankees' stacked-ass lineup of Judge and Stanton back, like I said, all these dudes that hit bombs, the Bronx Bombers. They haven't scored in 3 games straight, 29 straight innings, and they take on the Angels again tonight. How far will this go? What happened to that chemistry? And what are some other things that are fun to root against? Fun to root for failure. 877-99 on Fox.
Well, what do they have, 29?
29, yeah.
Can we get to
I
20?
thought it was 28.
Can we get to 20 more innings? Because the major league record for consecutive scoreless innings is 48 by the Chicago Cubbies in 1968.
Oh, wow.
From June
I thought you were going to give me
15th.
something from Slappy Johnson in 1902
No, the 68 Cubbies.
when he managed the Orange Sox.
And it was right around this time. It might be that June gloom. June 15th to June 21st, the Cubs were held scoreless for 48 innings.
That's crazy.
Do the math on that. That's like between 5 and 6 games.
Yeah, what's going on? Like, you have to imagine something's going on.
Like, we're talking not even like a guy walks and then guy hits a double. Like, you're not getting anything.
You ever have a bad streak? I'll tell you. You want to be personal here?
Yeah,
you
let's
want to
see.
open up a little bit? I'll take you behind the velvet rope.
Let's do it. Let's hear it.
I went 4 months with no action. 4 months. But it wasn't because
There's
I
guys
was,
listening that have gone 4 years.
I was
No,
going
no,
to
no.
say that's regular life
Oh,
for a lot of people.
I was in
About that action,
a
boss.
I was in a hot and steamy new situation. I was just so in my head that I was like, something's going on. You see what I'm saying? I couldn't bring it for 4
We actually made a parody.
months.
We made a parody song.
Over
Danny G.
4 months.
We made a parody called Broken Schween. So take this broken Schween.
4 months, Danny G. My point is something was going on. You know, looking back,
Yeah.
I still don't know what was going on, but something's going on with the Yankees.
So
You can't
wait,
score a run. This is
she-
the game of winning and scoring runs.
Was she avoiding you for those 4
No,
months?
dude, my junk was not cooperating. I don't know how to put it.
So you were the one
Yeah.
putting it off.
Yeah.
All right.
He was
okay.
the Yankees.
I was the Yankees. My point is something's going on.
Oh, man, that's the title of this hour. Covino is the Yankees.
I mean, this was years ago, dude, but
Years
Yeah.
ago, Covino was the Yankees.
yeah, and we've all been there. My point is, when things like
Not
this
even
happen,
a little dinger.
when not even nothing, not a little nubber,
Heyo.
nothing. When things like this are happening in sports, especially when it's like that
Yeah.
overnight, something's happening, and you got to try to figure it out and work through it.
No doubt. And you could say it about anything in sports or life. Again, it could be a wide receiver who drops a pass, and then all of a sudden it's in their head, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
start dropping passes. It's like, it's anything. So
Anything.
get out of your own head, and it's going to be fun to root against your Yankees tonight. I'm sorry, but
We'll see.
I want to see how far they could go with this. The Bronx Bombers, huge payroll. Could they go 50 innings?
Oh,
Come on.
break the record.
Let's go. Who they play tonight? Angels again?
Angels, yeah.
Flap those angel wings. Let's go. All right, we got more Covino and Rich next. We're going to talk about Caitlin Clark and Shohei. Do other players need to keep their hands off of the precious stars? Or is it the complete opposite? We'll get to that. Plus, Mike's words of wisdom, Spots got midweek major, an action-packed Wednesday.
From searching online to asking your friends and family, there's lots of ways to look for jobs, but what if you had one team that could help you find the right role? That's where Express Employment Professionals come in. Your local Express Employment Professionals office is your one connection to endless job opportunities. With just one application, they can help you find a job at a company that fits your needs. Visit expresspros.com.
And as always, Express never charges job seekers a fee. Express knows when companies are hiring, they offer benefits and competitive pay. And in one interview, they're prepared to present you with multiple companies that fit your needs.
Go to expresspros.com to get started, find your nearest location, and discover for yourself what it's like to have support in your job search.
You could also start your job search through the Express Jobs app. Download it today. Search jobs, apply, and contact your local Express team. That's expresspros.com to start your job search today.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready? Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game. Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
The passion and emotional, the visceral connection is so much greater in radio than anything else available today.
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank you.
Love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it. You gotta be kidding.
He never was an elite quarterback.
Unbelievable.
Yes!
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape with the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over, and then the discussion begins.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special. Yes.
Who wants that?
bigger, bolder, better. We are Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready? Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game. Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
The passion and emotional, the visceral connection is so much greater in radio than anything else available today.
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank you.
Love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it. You gotta be kidding.
He never was an elite quarterback.
Unbelievable.
Yes!
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape with the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over, and then the discussion begins.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special. Yes.
Who wants that?
bigger, bolder, better. We are Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready? Yes!
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game. Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
Why are you bringing up bad
Passion and
memories,
emotional,
Sam?
The visceral
Why don't you
connection
rub
is
it
so
in?
much greater in radio than anything
Everyone's
else
just
available.
slaying it all the time, I guess, right?
For people that have listened to us for years, back in the Sirius XM days, they know our parody, Broken Schween.
Once that gets in your head, whether it be on the diamond or the bedroom, man,
Anywhere.
you're done.
Oh, Yankees, I'm telling you, they're going to go 50 innings, no runs. I can't wait.
They definitely passed 30, right?
Well, you know, there's
There
probably
are 29 scoreless innings now.
Listen, if you love the in-game betting, DraftKings code, all our show, see our show and all that, there's always bets where you could do like, is someone going to score in the first inning? And I guarantee there's probably a lot of heavy action tonight on the Yankees to score early. Wouldn't you imagine so?
There has to be. I mean, it's definitely.
Those bets are usually on either side of it. Will there be a score in the first inning? Both sides of that bet are usually like -110, -110. I bet you because of this cold streak, the odds are that the Yankees will score early. I mean, just mathematically, it's like, when you go to Vegas where we're going to be in a day, 2 days?
It's due.
If you see, I know each spin is individual, but if you pass a roulette table and there's 15 reds in a row.
16 is due.
No, if there's 16 reds in a row,
Oh,
you start betting on black
Black's
once in a while.
bound to come.
I mean, I know each spin is individual, but you're like, it's going to happen.
It has to happen.
So I think the bet tonight is Yankees score in the first inning. I hate that because I want to see the streak continue, but I bet you Yankees, they score 2 in the first inning tonight.
Well,
That
more
might be the bet.
examples at Covino and Rich, at Fox Sports Radio, other examples of where it was fun to root for failure. Let us know. And one phone call from Jeff, 877-99 on Fox. What up, Jeff? It's
Yo!
Covino and Rich, Fox Sports Radio.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, Hefe?
Hey, just want to bring up the whole Jets-Rodgers saga where, he got into the Jets, didn't want to see him get hurt, but got hurt the first year, got the whole team to hire all his buddies, came back second year, got his coach fired, and still managed to suck. I mean, that was just awesome.
Oh, that's a good one. And by the way, Jeff, thanks for the call. Appreciate the support.
From
Aaron
Wisconsin.
Rodgers. Is he a guy that this year as a Steeler, is the sentiment more people are rooting to watch a train wreck, or do you think more people are saying, come on, he's the old guy. Let's go, Aaron. You got it. Like, I feel like most people will be hoping he fails.
It's case by case. Danny G wants to see him fail. No
No.
doubt.
No,
doubt.
you know what?
Really?
After watching that docuseries he did,
It humanized him a little
it
bit.
humanized him a little
He's
bit.
happy about his
don't
new
necess-
relationship.
Yeah, I don't necessarily want to see him fall on his face, but I've never been a Steelers fan, so there's that.
I'm definitely rooting for, come on, dude, you got some juice. Let's go. I mean, you go out on a high note. I'm rooting for that, but I can see how people are done with that guy. Again, we're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Again, everything at Covino and Rich. Fox Sports Radio's YouTube channel. We're streaming live. All of our videos are there. Thank you guys for joining us. We got Midweek Major coming up. The biggest stories in sports and pop culture. Are they midweek or major? But we got to talk about the other biggest thing going on in sports right now. Again, congratulations to the Florida Panthers. But Caitlin Clark yesterday, I was getting my hair cut while the game was on yesterday.
Looks
and
good.
I was like, well, thanks.
Nice
but
cut.
by default, I was like, man, look at this. What's going on? And the whole vibe was, we blame the officials for allowing this to happen. This is terrible. This is terrible. Look at this. Look at all the ruckus.
It looked
Now-
like the big three.
It did. It did. Who is that? Stevenson and Dwight Howard? What's
Oh,
going
no.
on here? Look at this. This is terrible. This is so bad for the league and bad for basketball, and I blame the officials. If the officials would have stopped this earlier, we wouldn't be in this situation. And I'm practically out of my barber's chair. I'm like, this is the only thing that's intriguing me at this point. So I'm thinking the exact opposite of everything I'm hearing on TV. I'm like, what are they talking about? This is the most excited I've been about the WNBA.
What are you doing? You standing up with your little cape on?
Yeah, I'm like, come on, this is great. Like, everybody's watching. Everyone's tuned in because of the drama. So where in one breath they're saying this is terrible, you got all the people, the sports fans at the barbershop being like, what are you talking about? This is great. We need more of this.
I think there's two ways to look at this, like you said, right? Now, it happened to two superstars yesterday. Caitlin Clark getting roughed up, poked in the eye, shoved to the ground.
Why you boink?
And then
she got the old Three Stooges treatment.
You change the channel.
She's got to do some curly defense, bro.
There's your dude, Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani.
He's getting plunked. And I love his reaction when he's like, oh!
Yeah.
He actually reposted it.
At least, Eric Plunk.
At least it was in the leg.
Yeah. Ah! But you got to ask yourself, do you need to protect Caitlin Clark and Shohei Ohtani at all cost?
Well, they're the golden geese, right, in these particular situations. So I think there's got to be some of that. But this goes back to what Big Mike was saying in our pre-meeting. Believe it or not, we have on pre-meetings Big Mike. He looks like Rick from Pawn Stars.
Yeah.
Big Mike, you'll see him in Vegas this weekend. He's coming with giveaways, too.
When you see the guy, you're like, what happened to Stone Cold? Oh, wait, no, that's Big Mike.
Big Mike! Yeah, can't wait to party with Mike. He's the best.
Never heard
But as
of
he
him.
was saying, and as LeVar Arrington was saying here on Fox Sports Radio, we're seeing the old school Jordan treatment. Like, there's a target on them. No matter what. Those are, especially Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, young cats don't realize that.
Shohei's more respected here.
Wait, I thought LeVar said he doesn't watch WNBA.
I mean, that is true. He does say that.
He has said that, but he says, dare I say it, and he paused. He's like, that's the Jordan treatment where he came in, everyone roughed him up, and he had to pivot and put some muscle on to let it be known that he wasn't going to be taking that.
Young kids, young cats might not realize that when Michael Jordan came into the league, it wasn't always the mid to late 90s Jordan that was getting calls and was getting respect, and players were like, oh, my God, it's Michael Jordan. In the beginning, teams like those bad boys, the Pistons, the Celtics.
Yeah, they made his life hell.
Would rough him up.
And you know what? Essentially, you could say it made him a better player, right? Because he had to work harder and put on weight and be that guy and overcome that. This is what Caitlin Clark is kind of going through, and it's going to continue happening unless the officials step in and make it clear that they're not going to accept that sort of thing.
And the reality, though, is, I mean, we're talking about the WNBA on a random Wednesday and her getting roughed up.
So is it bad for the league, or is the drama great for the league? That's really the question.
I think drama is always good, unfortunately.
Same.
And the league going after Caitlin Clark, and you could see that blonde girl on the other team, the one that gave her the little poke. Like,
why you?
Yeah,
she gave her the mo.
What's her name?
JC Sheldon.
JC
Sheldon. Gacy.
Oh, poking my eye.
Yeah,
see?
JC Sheldon.
Kind of whipped at her eye and got her.
But the look she gave was the look like my wife gives me when I don't pay attention. Like, it was like a little mean mug. It was a cold look. So
and then
I
she
think,
got knocked
the
down.
pinball action after that was worse.
Yeah, the boink, 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 boink. But it was exaggerated. We have to acknowledge that too.
If you don't think
not like she was tossed to the ground,
No.
she played into it.
But if you don't think those other women are like, yo, we're going after Caitlin Clark. We are. It's like saying a defense doesn't go after the star quarterback. Yo, we're gonna rough them up.
And by the way, going after Caitlin Clark also puts your name in the headlines. Like, as a competitor, it's not necessarily like we don't like her, so we're going after her. Like, you want to beat the best as a competitor. So it's not all coming from a malicious place. Like, don't you want to show that, hey, that's just another person on the court?
Yeah, you were talking to me before. You said when someone gets in the ring, if you got in the ring with a champion, if you're a little bit in awe, you lost already.
Yeah, exactly.
You lost
That's just
already.
another competitor in front of you at that point.
I mean, if you get in the ring with Canelo and you're like, oh my God, it's Canelo.
You lost.
You're done. You're lost.
Right.
Michael Tyson. I call him Michael. Mike Tyson. He once said the minute his opponent looked away during the stare down, he's like, I won.
He won the fight.
I won.
These opponents and the opposing teams, they know she's the best, so they're playing as hard as they can to make a name for themselves as well. This is great opportunity for them.
And I thought about it. If you're a middle reliever, out of the bullpen for the Padres, and they say, yeah, we're going to need you to hit Shohei Ohtani. There's a part of me that's like, ooh, you want to take on that job? But
It's a risk.
But you know what? The answer is yes.
But where's the protection when you know how much, and when I say how much, financially, ratings, everything, she means to that league?
My iota.
Right? So think about it. Is it bad for the league based on the risks here, or is the drama just absolutely great for the league? Because we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Think about it, and let's talk to Dan Byer. He's got an update.
DB.
Guys, breaking news from the NBA as ESPN reports the Buss family has agreed to sell majority ownership of the Lakers to TWG Global CEO Mark Walter, who purchased a minority share of the team in 2021. Walter, who serves as the CEO of the Guggenheim Group that owns the Dodgers, previously owned 20% of the Lakers. The report says he had the right of first refusal to purchase the majority stake. Jeannie Buss is expected to remain with the franchise as the team's governor following the sale of the team. The purchase is being made on a $10 billion valuation for the franchise. Pacers guard Tyrese Halliburton says he'll be a game-time decision tomorrow against the Thunder in Game 6.
I think I have to be as smart as I want to be. I have to understand the risks, ask the right questions. But I'm a competitor. I want to play. I'm going to do everything in my power to play, and that's just what it is.
Halliburton revealing he does have a calf strain, again considered a game-time decision. Coastal Carolina's now won 26 straight games. They win in the College World Series against Louisville 11-3. They knocked the Cards out. Coastal now heads to the championship best-of-3 series where they will face either LSU or Arkansas this weekend. Ravens signed corner Jair Alexander to a one-year deal worth $4 million. Florida Panthers will hold their Stanley Cup championship parade on Sunday in South Florida. And the college football playoff will require schools to provide injury reports prior to playoff games. As for an update on the format of the 2026 season, no decision has been made by the committee, according to reports. Red Sox lead the Mariners 3-1 in the 6th. Guys, back to you.
If you think the Yankees are in their own heads and you think they're going to lose tonight, you might want to bet the money line because right now it's Yankees minus 235. Vegas and the world, Covino thinks it all ends tonight. Like the Yankees get hot. They're playing against one of the Angels' weaker starting pitchers. No offense to, hold on, let me get his name here, Jack Kochanowicz. He's 3-8 with an ERA of almost 6. Mm-hmm. So if today's the day you don't score a run, you might not score a run for a month.
Les Miserables.
All right, so we got more CNR right here on Fox Sports Radio. Hang tight.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like,
Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense.
Her mom walked in.
Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I like point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all's show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like,
Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense.
her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
Depends on Halliburton. I think that's a major part of the story.
Some say the Halliburton thing's a distraction. Maybe just take your chances. But I mean, ugh.
Well, congrats again to the Panthers fans, the hockey fans, the repeat there. Covino and Rich live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, and it's time for our Tire Rack Play of the Day. Speaking of hockey, let me do my best impression here. Speaking of hockey, Rich, way back on a Wednesday. One of my best impressions, guys.
Everyone pay attention.
Blades of Steel.
That's so good.
Blades.
You have to muffle. He has to sound muffled.
Blades.
I think I'd rather get a life hack from Rich.
Come on. My second best impression is
double dribble.
That's good.
Double dribble.
Now, I was going to say, if you were to play Nintendo hockey back in the day, Did you go 2 medium guys, 1 skinny guy, 1 fat guy?
That was the winning formula.
Oh.
Yes. Yes. All right. So it's time for a Tie Rack play of the day. Canada sees another Stanley Cup slip through their fingers. Oh.
Down to the final 5 seconds. Rats rain down. Lord Stanley staying in South Florida. Last year was greatness. This time it's historic. The Florida Panthers are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions.
Courtesy of the Panthers Radio Network. That's our play of the day. By the way, Lord Stanley, is that Stanley Roper?
Yes.
I thought so. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation.
You want to hear my third best impression?
Yes. TireRack.com, by the way.
Tire Rack. Third best impression is Soto Popinski.
Wow.
You like that?
Man.
Remember when Soto Popinski would laugh at you when he beat your ass in the ring?
You should do that for Mike Tyson.
You know what? I
don't even know him.
Maybe I'll do it live from our live broadcast Friday from Vegas.
Please don't.
Yeah, because there'll be a crowd there cheering me on.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hundreds of people.
Do it, Covino.
man.
Do it. So, anyway, we're Covino and
Hundreds of people swimming to the other side of the pool.
Exactly. We'll be live from Circa. Poolside. So Rich will be extremely distracted, I promise you that, because he'll be ass-gazing the whole time.
Now make sure to bring my sunglasses.
Covino and Rich, everything at Covino and Rich. The question right now is, based on everything we saw yesterday, yeah, Ohtani got hit by a pitch. Caitlin Clark's being tossed around. Do you got to protect the superstars? That's question one. But is it bad for the league, or is drama great for the league? Let's be real for a second.
Honestly, that's the whole...
It's great for any league, but especially the WNBA.
That's the whole center point of most reality television. Drama and nonsense. And people could say they don't like drama and nonsense.
Dude.
But they do.
The only time anyone at the barbershop paid attention to the and I'm not coming from a negative or sexist place. I'm just telling you based on what I saw. I was at the barbershop.
Yeah.
See the sweet trim up I got? The only time everybody stopped to watch the game is when all the drama happened. That's the proof right there in the figgy pudding.
Where'd you go?
Guys want to watch the
Brutus
drama.
Beefcake's shop?
Yeah. But the whole place stopped. You know, everyone stopped. The Clippers shut off, and everybody watched to see what was happening in the game.
Hey, protecting the stars, I get it, but the drama's great. Caitlin Clark's fine. Even
But hold on.
Shohei.
So if the drama's great, then
It's a non-story.
no, then they let these things sort of happen within reason.
And you know what? Even Dave Roberts, he was just mad that he got ejected. It was done the right way. They hit Ohtani in the leg by the
Dodgers hit Tatis.
Yeah, you got to hit him in the butt or leg. You don't
Padres
go
hit
head
Ohtani.
hunting. And you know, even Ohtani posted his reaction when he was like, "Oh!"
The announcers did point out, Covino, that the only intentional throw seemed to be the one that hit Ohtani.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's true. But hey, that's baseball. But hey, a really fun night of sports. Coming up, we're going to go over Mike's words of wisdom, give away a Swiggy.
What is it, Rich?
Spot
That's
Scott's-
baseball?
Yes, baseball.
That's baseball. That's baseball.
That's baseball.
Baseball.
So we got Spots midweek major and a bunch coming up right here. Fox Sports Radio on an action-packed Wednesday. Anything you need, you can always hit us up at Covino and Rich.
Baseball.